So, ladies and gentlemen, this is my prediction here. All right. Again, please take this with caution. All right. I am not an expert on this, but the way I'm thinking about it might be correct, but I may be wrong. Now, the reason I think that they decided to amplify this story in 2025 and 6 is because, well, with the fraud that's going on, my guess is that Somalians have been taking that money and sending it back home to provide for their family. And so this is, to an extent, bringing money to Somalia. So with the crackdown on the fraud that's going on over there, perhaps this is gonna, well, not bring in as much income as it was, while the fraud was going on. And with that, now that you have Somaliland being created, if the people in Somalia do not get their way of life, do not get money that's coming from the United States of America, perhaps they might turn to their government and tell the government, "Hey, we're not, gaining money from from America anymore. The people over there, well, the fraud that they were doing to give us money has now stopped. And so because of that reason, you need to start making changes so that way we can still provide for our family." And of course, if the government is not able to keep up with that, this may cause civil war. And with civil war, the country become extremely divided. And when that happens, the Somaliland is obviously going to go ahead and become very desperate in the sense that they are not going to open up the door for our greatest ally to go ahead and pull a military base here and then take as much Palestinians as they possibly can, because we also need to keep in mind that Palestinians don't want to leave. Let's go ahead and, just put that in the back of our mind. Palestinians do not want to leave. So I don't know exactly how they're going to go ahead and move the Palestinian down to Somaliland. But let's say, civil war happening in Somalia, Somaliland and Somalian people decide to start fighting with each other. Our greatest ally in the Middle East is going to go ahead and take advantage of that. And then the deal is definitely going to be signed. And then they're going to come in and be the, savior, right? To stop the war. And with that, obviously, the whole plan is going to be complete. Again, take that with a grain of salt. I'm just throwing hypothesis here. I'm not sure. I am not sure if this is what's going to happen, but I still can't seem to wrap my mind around the fact that this entire story has been amplified, even though back in 2020, 2021, they've already spoke about it, but it didn't become so big until now. And there's a reason behind it. If I end up being right, I just want to go ahead and say that I was the first one to tell you. And if I'm wrong, oh well, it was a good guess. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you made it this far, please don't forget to leave a like and sub, and I'll catch you guys later.